Welcome, people of planet Earth and all planets beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching. Today we're going to talk about why I'm leaving Grailed and what got me to the point of wanting to leave and deciding to go a different direction. Let's talk about it. So I've been on the Grailed platform since like 2017, 2018, something like that. In fact, we were on the women's side of it too, heroin. We sold on both. It was kind of where we put all of our bigger ticket items, like our bigger, more valuable pieces, all went on there because we could save money back like when it was 6% fees, and we could get sort of the clientele we really wanted to get in front of. They were all on Grailed at the time. And so during that time, it was basically just eBay and Grailed. That was the two platforms that I used most often. And we would experiment with like Poshmark and Etsy and where else? We're Depop. We were on Depop for a little while. And stuff like that. Nothing ever really felt very good or as good as those two platforms. I liked Grailed. I like how I could take all the information off of eBay, put it right onto Grailed. It'd be pretty easy, pretty quick. So there was a lot of beneficial pluses about being on Grailed and eBay at the same time. Perhaps it was designed that way. But after a few years, after being off of Depop, I got interested in getting back on Depop. And this January, we started our Depop back up. And we've been doing really good. I've been actually really impressed. Before when I was on there, they didn't have the website functionality that they do now. So it makes it super easy, or a lot easier for me to make listings on my computer rather than just on my phone, which is slow and cumbersome and annoying. So it's a really new day there. So we have now eBay, Depop, and Grailed, and that has been okay for now. But what I've noticed is that Grailed is selling significantly less than Depop with just about the same amount of listings. And I've kind of wondered what's going on there. And I think we're sort of seeing this with Grailed, and I'm not sure, I don't see their numbers, but it just appears that the clientele are moving. The buyers are moving to a different platform. Like they like Depop better, always had sort of a better app, perhaps. They like some of the newer places, and obviously eBay is always king. So I've noticed that the sales are down on Grailed. We're not selling as much as we used to sell, not getting nearly as much money for the things that we used to get. So I'm a little bit concerned. So I'm trying to decide what are we going to do here. I basically max out at 3 platforms. I can't probably manage more than 3 platforms, and I've tried and it doesn't really work out. So 3 platforms is the max I can do. So if I feel like this one of them is not performing the way another platform could, I think I'm going to need to change it out. And that's what we decided to do. It's not because of the fees. The fees still are lower than Depop. They're lower than eBay. That's not necessarily the reason. Sure, that's part of the conversation, but it's not the fundamental reason. The fundamental reason I'm moving away from Grailed is that I'm just not getting a lot of sales. It doesn't seem like the traffic is there, or the buyers aren't there. So we're going to move from Grailed to another platform. And so we had to decide what other platform was it going to be. Is it going to be Poshmark? Are we going to go back to Mercari? Are we going to go to Etsy? We've tried Etsy before, didn't have very much success. Where are we going to go? There's a lot of other platforms out there. So many at this point. Well, of course, we've talked about it before, and it's sort of big in the vintage community that a new platform came on the market called Bidstitch, and they advertise 0 selling fees, which is not quite true. You're still going to have to pay you're still going to have to pay PayPal. They're 3.5% and 50 cents per transaction, and you're still going to have to pay a $9.99 subscription fee to Bidstitch to sell on Bidstitch. So there's still fees. It's just significantly less, I'd say. And it actually benefits higher volume sellers like me because I can pay $9.99 per month and sell as much as I want, and really only end up paying like less than 4% fees on everything. So that's a really good deal. So when I look at that and I say, all right, is the reduction in fees and the potential that it's a new platform, so therefore may not have as much traffic. When I balance them out, I think that the reduction in fees and the potential growth of Bidstitch definitely outweighs what we're currently experiencing on Grailed. So we're going to swap out Grailed with Bidstitch, and maybe we find that Depop is pointless at it, later on. Maybe we're doing so well on Bidstitch it's not even necessary to be on 3 platforms. I don't really know at this point, but what I do know is the fee thing is fairly attractive, but probably what's most attractive is the potential for the audience at Bidstitch really to be people interested in vintage. We're sort of what happened, we've sort of fragmented the markets out there. So all these small market platforms are developing because platforms are a lot cheaper to make these days. So all these platforms are springing up to specialize in a certain kind of something sales. So I think Bidstitch is going to end up being great because the buyers that are looking for vintage are there. So they don't have to, it's not going to be this, half the buyers being there for the hype beast stuff or half the buyers being there for the designer stuff. It's going to be mostly just vintage clothing for the most part because that's sort of what their focus is. So I think that's going to streamline our sales a little bit better and match the platforms that we're selling on better to the products that we're selling, which are almost entirely vintage. Everything that's not vintage sells on eBay just fine. So I think these 3 will be the main ones going forward. It is sad. I do love Grailed. There's a lot of things about Grailed that I like, and Grailed certainly isn't dead, and I would recommend it. If you want to try it, go for it. It's a good platform. But for me, I need a platform that has a little bit more traffic, a little more focused clientele, buyers, and I think Bidstitch is going to be that one for us. So we're going to be making that transition. Grailed is probably going to be done for us by the end of the month, and hopefully by the end of this month we'll have started on Bidstitch and started getting stuff up there and get it sold. So that is where we're going. We'll tell you all about it. Maybe I'll do a review later on after using Bidstitch for a little bit and let you know how I feel about it and how it's been working out for us. But until then, we'll talk to you later. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys later. Peace.